Well, hey y'all, it's Monday night. I'm going to wait for a few people to show up here. Finally getting back on track with Bullhaulin BS. It's Monday I think it's the 9th. I don't know. I can't keep track right now. But anyway, give it a couple of seconds here, and let's see what happens. We got another minute or so wait and see who shows up here. Finally getting back on track. I am. It's not Saturday night, but I am live from New York somewhere, or so it sounds like it. No, I got one viewer here, so who's ever on here paying attention tonight, go ahead and comment once you get in here. Well, there's Matt Naveau. Good to see you there. Daniel Blankenship, good to see you. Where are you at tonight, guys? Just kind of give me a quick nod there or whatever. Let me know where you guys are at. Who knows? We might be in the same neighborhood, even though I spend most of my time out along the East Coast. Now it's been a couple of months since I've been able to do the show. Facebook has taken down the ability to bring a guest on live, so big shout out to Facebook for their wonderful means of screwing everything up. South Carolina for Daniel Blankenship. Adam Stump is probably drinking a PBR hard coffee right now. And by the way, yes, I did find some. So come and find me Saturday at the Spring Classic. For those of you, if you're enjoying it or you're in the Springfield area, come on out to the old cattle out to the old cattle barns. Hang out with us. We'll probably be in cattle barn 3 of the old barns there. I can't bring Tyler on live right now, so I got to kind of wing this deal. We're trying to figure out another way so we can actually start bringing some guests on and having a good time. All I know is it was a beautiful day today. Oh, nope, I'm drinking a margarita. Okay, Adam. But anyway, I'm it was a nice drive today. Beautiful, almost 70 degrees all the way up in here along the lakes and everything. So it was kind of a nice change of pace. And no, I have not contracted the coronavirus, tequila-itis, or any other kind of itis or virus or anything else. But I have learned how to wash my hands. So thank goodness they're really pushing for that. But the only bad part is I can't find any toilet paper anywhere. So if you guys know of anywhere to buy quantities of toilet paper, make sure we get out there and stock up and support the tree killing industry out there. Yes, Daniel, I'm going to be going to Matt's. I was going to get into that in a minute here. So while y'all are here, I guess we'll, since somebody asked the first good question of the night, I'm going to be at Matt's. We'll have it posted what booth number Chrome and Steel Radio is going to be in. I know they're going to be in the West Wing. I'll be splitting my time probably between Chrome and Steel Radio as well as a Pure Country Livestock Association. We're going to kind of pushing a membership drive here to get our numbers back up on a Pure Country Livestock. We're working on trying to cut my shirt sleeves off. Okay, whatever. Anyway, we're working on a membership drive here. For those of you that aren't aware of Pure Country Livestock, we're going to be doing some benefits throughout the year. It's going to go into the foundation, so we can do a little bit more for autism and pediatric cancer, as well as helping Robert Palm out wherever we can with Truckers Final Mile too. We're going to have a few guests at the Pure Country Livestock booth, as well as a few guests floating around, probably over at the Chrome and Steel Radio booth too. So we'll probably have a daily schedule or something like that. I do know that over at Pure Country we're going to have some raffles, some pretty cool stuff that have been donated, and the proceeds of all of that's going to go into the foundation as well. So there's Carl Freeman, Laurel LeMaster, welcome aboard, Donna Young. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. There's Josh Robbins, the fuel man that keeps us moving there in Springfield. Carolyn, yep, I will be there. From what I understand, there's been a little bit of a change. I don't think they're going to be doing anything in the Freedom Center this year at Matt's either, as far as a free concert. I've heard tale that they're moving it downtown because Mobile Delvac is not going to be involved. I don't know if there's any truth in it, but I think a lot of that's to be announced right now. So all I know is I'm looking forward to Matt's. I'm not going to let the screaming, crying media stop me from going out and having a good time and seeing all of our friends there and everything like that. If we get time and things work out, we might do a parking lot party or something like that out with Pure Country out in the Papa John's lot too. Kind of working on something like that. Downtown 4th Street. Thank you, Daniel. I couldn't think of the name of it. I know I'm going to be staying somewhere down in that neighborhood. I don't know. Doing the Airbnb deal. Tyler's supposed to be going with me, depending on how he's doing after he gets his wisdom teeth dug out. He's going to be a proud arrow. Once they take those wisdom teeth out, those of you that are familiar with our local school system know how well the arrows are looked up to. Daniel being a product of them as well. So I had to take a shot at the local school district. I'm not going to be able to make it down until Friday and Saturday. It looks like got obligations kind of around the barn and everything I do. So we're down a man at Evans Cattle Company where I work. We're down a guy. So there's only 2 of us that are buyers that actually get out there, and we can't leave our customers hang. So I've got obligations, and one of the other guys is going to be on vacation. So everybody knows how that deal is. So I got to kind of work around all of that. Dave Bowers, thanks for tuning in tonight. I see you're up there, your smiling face or whatever. Hope everything went well around the hacienda today. I talked to Tyler. He sounded like he was having a good time. I don't know, but anyway, hopefully everybody's doing well. Still turning some decent money. We need to right now with the way the stock market's tanked here because of the coronavirus and everything else. Plus the price of oil tanked today too. I think it dropped by about 1/3. So it's really kind of affected people's retirements and everything else, which is a sad deal. But it's election year politics. I think that's a lot of what's going on. I saw some things floating around here the other day that kind of cracked me up. Seems like every 2 years we have the next virus that's going to kill us or something else like that. And I never really gave it any thought till I looked at that. Sure enough, every election cycle, it's something we get tangled up in. Everybody's trying to do what they can to manipulate things. So everybody just keep your head on straight, keep your wits about you. We'll pull through this thing together just like we have since the beginning of this country. Really nothing new on the home front. I know Tyler's been busy showing cattle. He's coming down into the final stretch, his last quarter of his senior year, kind of making plans to attend college. He's going to be going up to Worcester, Ohio to Agricultural Technical Institute. Maybe he can start teaching me some things. It's trying to pass the reins off to these younger people, I guess, is a good way to put it. which reminds me of a conversation I had yesterday. We need to really look out for each other out here, especially the folks that are getting a little bit older. Was at the local gas station where I live, and an elderly gentleman pushing 80 years old was having problems with the pump, and I didn't realize it. All I know is he was up at the counter commenting to the 20-somethings that were at the register about how there was a problem with the pumps, and they were really getting really snippy and short with them. And he kind of grumbled and walked out the door, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to let this stop. They got really snippy with him, really nasty. And I said, it's our responsibility as a society to look out for our senior citizens and everything like that. It's no different in the trucking world. We need to be doing that for our brothers and sisters out here too. If you see somebody in need, you need to step up and help them. But going back to the situation at the local gas station, they were sitting there poking fun at the guy, and I looked at him and I said, it's your responsibility. You're a paid employee of this gas station, which is a major chain in our area up there in Central Ohio. I'm not going to name it, but those of you that are from that area and who I'm referring to, they've got a big S on a red logo. But anyway, girls were just kind of poking fun. And I said, you know what? Y'all are paid to be here. You're paid to go out here and help these customers if they're having problems with the pump. And I said, especially a senior citizen, if they're struggling to get their card to work or the pump's not cooperating. I know I have my share of problems with card readers, and I'm sure everybody else does too. So, it's your responsibility, one, to take care of your customers. I said, two, just to be respectful to somebody who's a little bit older or maybe struggling with trying to do something. I know how hard it is to even see the numbers on those things sometimes. I told him, I said, you guys really need to get your tails out there. One of you need to go out there and help that. Yes, that is correct, Daniel. Their headquarters is in Enid. But anyway, I said, you younger folks really need to start looking out, because one day you're going to be that person struggling with technology. And the one girl, she goes, you're right. Well, the other one decided she was going to lip off. And I said, you're part of the problem with this generation. There were several other customers standing there at this point. I said, y'all need to start looking out and quit being so concerned with yourself. And I said, you know what? That was just downright disrespectful the way you acted. She wanted to stand there and argue with me, and I said, you know what? You're the prime example of what's wrong with this country today. Instead of trying to fix a problem, you try to argue. And I said, you being a millennial, we'll just put it at that, you want to argue with me. And I said, the problem is, y'all need to open your ears and close your mouth. She decided she wanted to argue just a little bit more, and I said, you just made my point. Have a nice day. Left my cup of coffee sitting on the counter and walked out. I don't think I will ever go back in there again. Just blatant disregard. Walked out, helped the gentleman try to get things figured out, Not asking for any kind of recognition or nothing like that. Another guy that heard the whole thing go down, he went out there. We made sure the 80-year-old guy got his gas pumped and didn't have any more problems. But, that's just the epitome of where this country has gone, as well as where we've gone as a society. And I know most all of you that are watching right now, you guys know me. I know y'all. Thank you for tuning in and listening to my rant a little bit. But, we need to look out for each other, because nobody else is going to do it. So I guess I'll just stop with that right there. So that rant was brought to you by the coronavirus and the Corona Brewery somewhere down south of the border, I guess. Anyway, couldn't resist it. It was there. But anyway, anybody want to throw something out there, make a comment on here, what my unsolicited opinion on, for lack of better words. It was there. I had to say that. But anyway, Jeff Ambush, thanks for tuning in. I'm sure you're out there chasing the mighty dollar somewhere. Glad you're out there doing that deal. I talked to a friend of mine today that was involved in a horrendous accident. Daniel knows the guy real well. This happened, I think it was about 15, 16, 17 years ago. He went for a hell of a ride out in West Virginia. And he actually found the newspaper clipping from the local newspaper where this happened. He had a load of feeders or fats on. And engine brake didn't hold on the truck. He had a load of fat cattle or feeders on, like I said. Went down over the side of a mountain about 75 feet loaded. And all he saw was the pictures of the aftermath of the truck when it got to the tow yard. And I actually saw the photos that the local newspaper had put in there. And it's eye-opening. It's eye-opening when you see something like that. And this friend of mine, he said it sent chills down his back. Just the fact that, wow, I didn't realize it was that bad. It took him, I think, 2 to 3 hours to get him cut out of the cab on that deal. So, hey, Carl, good deal. You look after your senior mother with fuel too. But anyway, going back to that, it kind of eye-opening and a stark reminder of how short life can be. When you think you got everything in good condition out there, and you have a serious failure. All I know is I count my blessings. That friend of mine is still here. And all of us have had those kind of close calls out there. Especially out here in the trucking world. It just kind of goes with the territory. You got to have nerves of steel and ice running through your veins to kind of put up with the things that we do. So thank you all for everything that you do out here in the industry, whether you're hauling freight, bumping the docks, running refrigerated stuff, the guys hauling the milk, those that are running the livestock up and down the road. as well as guys dragging them big old nasty rags out over the top of a high dollar machine that's going somewhere to process American steel. Just everything that it takes to keep this country going. There's some of us out here that we're never going to forget what's got us where we're at today, and it's all hard work and everything else. So anyway, I think on that note, I'm going to bail off of here. We'll be posting a little bit more of the schedule of what we're going to be doing down at Matt's on Chrome and Steel, as well as follow Pure Country Livestock on Facebook. We'll be putting some schedules up of who's going to be around. I think the reigning Ms. Ohio, who recently just competed in Las Vegas, is going to be hanging around too. She's a Clark County native, so she's going to come down there. Her platform is all about driver health, mental health, and everything like that. So she's going to be down there floating around. I know that she's going to be hanging out with Pure Country. She might even be able to squeeze in a little bit of time over at the Chrome and Steel booth. And I know she's going to be over splitting her time also somewhat with Robert Palm over at Trucker's Final Mile. And while we're on that note, you ever get a chance, go over and check out Robert's group, Trucker's Final Mile. He does a lot for drivers that are either lose their life on the road, they don't have any insurance or whatever, and they've got to figure out a way to get them back home on that final mile, if you will. So I know he's always looking for support. There's supposed to be some big things unveiled down there at Matt's. Kind of neat to be privy to some of that stuff. Also, Bill Weaver, his new CD is out, for those of you that don't know it, number 3. Now, there's some videos floating around that Robert Greene has put together too. Phenomenal videos. Bill's taking his music to a whole other level. And be on the lookout here for the next month. For those of you that have been following Bill for quite a while, his first album actually isn't even on YouTube, Spotify, or anything like that, due to a glitch that was out there. The Every Mile I Drive CD hasn't been available. He's working on getting that put back out there too. There's some really good songs on there that, those of you that are familiar with Bill, take the time to listen to some of his music and everything. Well, there's Lady Truckin'. Thanks for tuning in, Jacinda. I saw you were up in Brookville, PA. I'll be probably somewhere in that neck of the woods at some point this week. So keep your eye peeled. Be seeing you down in Louisville as well. But anyway, for those of you that are going to be in Louisville, look forward to seeing you all there and having a good time, And if you need to, message me, those of you that are friends with me, or, make sure you look us up. And Chrome and Steel is going to have some T-shirts and some garb there. I think some hats. I'm not real sure, but I know T-shirts. Pure Country Livestock's got some pretty cool shirts. Both of those booths are going to be carrying Paul Marhoff and Bill Weaver CDs as well. So, there's going to be plenty of opportunity to pick up the latest info, or latest CDs and music and everything from, our circle of people out there. So anyway, I'm going to bail off of here. I got to get some shut-eye. It's going to be another early morning tomorrow. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to try to do a little bit better job about getting on here on a regular basis. Y'all be safe, and don't let the coronavirus get you, or tequila-itis, or Bud-litis, or whatever you want to call it. So anyway, y'all have a good night. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and be safe out there. We'll either see you next week or see you in Louisville. Thanks a lot.